Flora, welcome back to my channel. How was your weekend? What did you do? Tell me all about it. I'm so excited because Rain is back. It has been a long time since Rain has had a single, at least that I can think of. It's at least been a year or so. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. Let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, interesting. Doing some choreography. Ooh! I love a good brass intro. I like it being in black and white. Ooh, a little bit of scatting. Ooh, a nice little run there. Ooh, I like that little ad-lib there.
You're ready tonight. Yeah. Every step we take, just get the feeling, yeah. We get the feeling, baby, we get the feeling.
That bass coming in, really nice. Ooh, nice. Ooh, also the drums. That was a good change. Okay. Oh, that was kind of cool. Ooh, adding the rain in for a little more drama. Ooh, cool. I like the posing at the end. Little outro. The brass intro, though, was iconic. I love adding brass to any sort of music. Okay, guys, there was a lot going on in this, which I absolutely loved. First, I wanted to talk about the MV itself. I really love how, sorry, my notes. I always write notes and they're like going crazy right now. I always love how when you have this kind of style of MV, I don't know, it just is so classy. It just like naturally raises the class of a video. I don't know why it does for me, but it's just the way that it feels. And because I really loved the background change, I like how sometimes it was more focused on the black background, sometimes it was more focused on the white. I think it really produced a good grayscale, which I think is always like key when you're doing a black and white video like this. So love that. I thought too, the choreography was really nice, which of course Rain is known for his choreography, right? But I loved how, you know, from the beginning it was just him at first, and then, you know, slowly started adding more dancers. And then I loved how at some point it was just him, but multiple of him. I thought that was a really interesting like wave technique and stuff like that, editing. I thought that was a really, really interesting take. So I love that. Brass, though, I feel like in a song just adds so much character to it. I think because brass instruments just are so powerful in themselves, because they're a wind instrument, which means you use air to move through it. It's one of those things where they're loud naturally. Of course, you can make them quiet and things, but naturally they are just loud unless you mute them up. But I think they just create a really fun character. So normally and it can be a variety of different characters, right? It can be a really bright character. You know, if you listen to any movies, like Star Wars, for example, the brass is like really dark. Like I'm thinking, right off the bat, like Star Wars. Like if you think of, you know, Darth Vader's song versus Luke's song, like they're very, very different, right? And that's on purpose. And brass is used in different ways, right? So that was really interesting to me. I really, really loved the brass throughout. It just like added this character. And I loved in the beginning how it was Rain playing around with some choreography because he's well known for that, right? And then he did like the brass intro came in. He did a little bit of scatting and everything. And I loved how within this first verse, there were lots of shots from like, I don't know how you describe them, downwards, upwards. So it was like you could see, like it was like the camera was on the floor. That's what I mean by that. I thought that was those were really interesting shots. It was really cool to see like the choreography from that aspect, since we usually see it from a bird's eye view, which is, you know, up high. I really liked that aspect. And then in the chorus, I loved the repeating parts because they just got stuck in your head. And so by the time the second chorus came around, you kind of pretty much knew it was going to happen. So the words that were there were go fill it up, just feel it, which I thought was an interesting way to like play off of fill it up, because what it does, it sounded like he made fill it up and feel it up very closely when he was modifying his vowels, which was a smart decision. And then after that, it was turn up the music, baby, dance with me tonight. I really loved, we had a little ad lib before we go into verse 2. In the second verse, the bass was killer. It was so nice. It was so full. I really, really loved it. When we get to the chorus this time, I love that time he added the more dancers. And then he added a secondary part to the chorus, like a little bit of an outro to the chorus, which was snap, snap, shake your body. Lean back, move your body. And I love how rhythmic that was. It really changed up the feeling of what was happening in the chorus, made it good for a really good transition part, but also like to focus in on the choreography. So I love that. And then I love a slow down bridge. That's like a classic thing to do, especially with like a really fun, peppy, like dance kind of focused song. Slowing that down, giving some time for some ad libs, taking away that brass is really good to like get the difference between those two different things. And then in the last chorus, I loved adding the rain for more drama. And then I like the outro with the little keyboard before it went into the brass again for, you know, the final part. But overall, really, really fun song. I really enjoyed it. But tell me what your guys' thoughts are down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part of the song or MV? I think for me, it has to be that secondary part of the chorus, the shake your body part, I just loved the rhythmic element. And of course, I'm a sucker for brass. So those two parts have to be my favorite. But tell me your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Say you want me, and I